Bagels, baguettes, and loaves, oh my! We're ranking the best breads at the Costco bakery, so put on your stretchy pants and say it with us. Life's short, carbo load. A more artful take on the general bread loaf, Costco's French loaves include a stylishly sliced top dusted with flour as a tasty table decor. This may draw the discerning eye away from the fact that the bread itself is distinctly standard, wide-bodied with blonde crust and a squared-off bottom. Though there's much to praise here, it is, in the end, just bread in its most basic form. It's also a generous helping, meaning this double loaf will likely be more bread than you can eat before it hardens. Placing one loaf in cold storage while you work on the other isn't a bad idea. They also come unsliced, allowing you to customize your cuts to your needs. No need to book a flight to Paris to get patisserie-level baked goods, as long as you have a membership to the wonderful world of warehouse shopping. Costco baguettes offer everything you want in authentic French-style bread. Crusty on the outside, not too tender, and skinny enough to slice into rounds for a party platter or light lunch. Though they're too narrow and tough for mini sandwiches, these loaves are just the right circumference to stand in for crusty Italian bread when bringing your favorite bite-sized bruschetta and crostini creations to life. These long European treats come two to a bag. If you find yourself overloaded with two long loaves, consider slicing one into rounds and toasting them in the oven, then storing them for future use instead. This will help prevent them from going stale while giving you a more manageable form for bagging and stashing. Costco plain bagels may seem like the bland bake of the bunch, but they're actually a very well-made take on the deli favorite. With their chewy exteriors and doughy interiors, they're easy to enjoy in bite-sized chunks with your favorite dipping sauces, similar to a saltless soft pretzel. Light eaters will probably want to stick with half a bagel since these doughy rounds are generously sized. With 6 in a bag, you may be able to clear out your bagel order within the week you buy them. It may be safer to store what you want to use in the fridge and freeze the rest to make sure they're useful when you're ready. And if they're part of a party platter, consider laying out 6 halved and 6 cut into wedges to allow your guests a variety of options to dig into. Otherwise known in bakery circles as ciabatta rolls, these flour-topped squares are the perfect palm-sized canvases for breakfast sandwiches or homemade spreads. They have terrific density, providing a toothiness that feels substantial without compromising chewability, but the flavor of these plain Jane bakes will likely leave you wanting more if you don't enhance them somehow, because there's no inherent taste that lends to the fillings. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, since it also lets the fillings and condiments shine through. As for workability, Costco Artisan rolls are a real help in the kitchen. Their tidy linear shape makes them a great addition to lunchboxes, and having a cool dozen in the bag means you can meal prep for the week without a problem. And if you plan on enjoying them more sparingly, clearing space for them in the fridge or freezer will let you extend their freshness until you can use them all up. Could there be any more flavor crammed onto the surface of these wonderful bagels? Simply opening the bag greets your olfactory senses with a blast of rye, garlic, and onions, enough to get you salivating. If there's any drawback here, it's that there may be too many onions among the bits and bobs on top. They certainly add flavor, but the weird texture is a little off-putting. Though they're cooked already, warming them up helps even out the strange, slimy, chewy mouthfeel enough to solve the problem. Costco bagels are a mix-and-match dozen, meaning you'll come home with 12 of these bad boys. There can be no disappointing croissant fans when you toss a tub of Costco croissants into the cart. These authentic recreations of the classic pastry are so soft, so buttery, and so darn delicious. The flaky layers melt on your tongue, which can be a dangerous thing. It'll easily fool you into thinking you should eat more than one in a sitting. There's no bad way to enjoy one of these croissants. You can grab one from the dozen in the tote and pull it apart for an easy-to-reach treat. Or you can slice them in half and add your favorite sandwich fillings, or jazz them up sweetly with a drizzle of chocolate or a spot of jam if you think they need more personality for a special occasion. Even if you serve them completely bare and stacked on a tray among your other party fixings, they're pretty enough to make a striking pile anyone will recognize as a posh bake. By far the most flavorful of the Costco bakery bread bunch, Cranberry Walnut Bread offers a gently sweetened sourdough rye loaf with a scattering of cranberries and walnut pieces dispersed throughout a sturdy dough with a lightly crisped shell. It's the best use of cranberries we've seen since Costco's white chocolate cranberry cookies. This was an obvious favorite after sampling such subdued flavors in the other breads. We could easily imagine this bake as a base for dessert sandwiches filled with cream cheese and Nutella or almond butter and bananas. We settled for enjoying it plain and toasted with nothing on it, and it was as peak a bread experience as we can recall. Cranberry Walnut Bread comes as a single rounded loaf, a picturesque addition to a brunch table or party spread. Slices get wider as you reach the middle, so prepare for some tricky cutting to make them smaller or some super indulgence in oversized bread. However you slice it, this wonder of a bread is one of the best items the Costco bakery has on hand and a certified list topper for our ranking.